If your partner has started acting like this, your emotional connection may already be slipping away and you haven't even noticed. I'm going to walk you through 6 real psychological signs that a relationship is quietly losing its emotional bond, the science behind why they happen, and exactly what you can do to reverse it before it's too late. Most couples don't break up because of one big explosion. They break up because of 100 small disconnections nobody addressed. And by the end of this video, you're going to know precisely where you stand and what to do about it. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment telling me which sign hit closest to home because I read every single one. This isn't relationship fear-mongering. This is real psychology, backed by the actual researchers who study human bonding for a living. And once you understand these patterns, you'll be able to catch disconnection early, before it turns into something you can't fix. Here's what most people don't understand about emotional connection. It doesn't disappear overnight. It erodes slowly in small moments through tiny withdrawals that feel harmless in isolation, but devastating in total. Dr. John Gottman, who has studied thousands of couples over decades, found that the biggest predictor of a relationship ending isn't fighting. It's what he calls turning away. The small moments when one partner reaches out and the other doesn't respond. Stack enough of those moments up, and you get exactly what we're talking about today. So let's get into it, sign by sign, and I'll also tell you which one is the most dangerous of all. So stay with me until the end. Sign 1, the phone becomes the primary relationship. The first sign, sudden and constant phone attachment. You know the pattern. It's always in hand, always face down, always within reach, even in the bathroom, even at the dinner table. Here's the psychology behind it. When someone feels emotionally understimulated in their relationship, their brain starts seeking dopamine elsewhere. And often that elsewhere is the endless scroll of social media, texting, or online validation. Dr. Helen Fisher's research on the brain's reward system shows that novelty and unpredictability trigger dopamine spikes far stronger than routine, familiar interactions. A notification is unpredictable. A conversation with you, especially if it's become repetitive or tense, isn't. That doesn't mean something sinister is happening. It usually means the emotional need for stimulation and validation isn't being met at home anymore, so the brain goes looking for it in the easiest, most accessible place. Watch for this. Does their face light up more for a notification than it does for you walking into the room? That's not proof of betrayal. That's a signal that emotional energy is flowing somewhere else, and it's worth asking why. Sign 2, irritation that seems to come from nowhere. The second sign, small, harmless questions suddenly trigger big reactions. How was your day? What time will you be home? And instead of a normal answer, you get snapped at like you asked something invasive. Here's what's actually happening psychologically. According to Gottman's research, unresolved resentment builds what he calls negative sentiment override, a state where your partner starts interpreting even neutral, caring behavior through a negative lens. A normal question stops sounding like care and starts sounding like control because the emotional goodwill that used to soften your words has eroded. This is exhausting for both people. Your partner is carrying frustration they haven't voiced, and you're walking on eggshells trying to figure out what you did wrong, when the real issue is often something that's been building for weeks or months that never got addressed directly. Left unspoken, this pattern trains both partners to stop being honest and start avoiding each other, which only deepens the disconnection. If you're watching this and recognizing your own relationship in real time, drop a comment with the number of the sign that's hitting hardest right now. You're not alone in this, and naming the pattern is the first step to fixing it. Sign 3, physical presence without emotional presence. Sign 3, and this is one of the hardest to describe, your partner is right there in the room, in the bed, at the table, but they feel 1,000 miles away. Conversations become surface level. Eye contact becomes rare. The emotional intimacy that used to come with physical closeness starts to disappear, even if the physical closeness itself continues. Psychologist Arthur Aaron's research on closeness found that emotional intimacy is built through vulnerable, reciprocal self-disclosure, not just shared physical space. When couples stop sharing their inner world with each other, fears, hopes, small daily thoughts, they can be inches apart and still feel disconnected. This often happens gradually. Nobody decides to stop being vulnerable. Life gets busy, stress piles up, and the habit of checking in emotionally just quietly fades. But the absence adds up, and eventually, you're sharing a home with someone whose inner life has become a mystery to you. Sign 4, one partner starts investing heavily in themselves, but not in the relationship. Sign 4, and this one is loaded with nuance, so listen closely. Your partner starts taking better care of themselves. New style, more time at the gym, more confidence, more energy. On its own, this is a wonderful thing, and it doesn't automatically mean anything bad. But watch the direction that energy flows. Is it being brought back into the relationship, shared with you, invested in your connection, or does it feel like it's being kept separate, almost walled off? Dr. Robert Cialdini's research on social validation shows that when people feel unseen in one part of their life, they often seek visible proof of their own worth somewhere else, through appearance, attention, or achievement. That's a completely human response to feeling undervalued. The healthy version of this looks like renewed confidence that gets shared with you. The concerning version is confidence that seems to exist entirely outside the relationship, like it's being protected from you rather than offered to you. The difference isn't the self-improvement itself. It's whether you're still invited into that part of their life. Sign 5, intimacy without connection. Sign 5, physical intimacy continues, sometimes even increases, but it starts to feel mechanical, disconnected, like going through motions rather than genuinely connecting. This is one of the most confusing signs for couples because on the surface, everything looks fine. But emotional and physical intimacy are deeply linked. Dr. Sue Johnson, a leading researcher in attachment-based couples therapy, describes this as a breakdown in emotional accessibility and responsiveness, the sense that your partner is emotionally available and tuned into you. When that accessibility disappears, physical intimacy can continue as a habit or an obligation, but it loses the emotional charge that makes it actually feel intimate rather than just physical. If sex has started to feel routine, silent, or strangely distant, even though it's still happening, that's often less about attraction and more about a growing emotional gap that hasn't been named yet. Sign 6, and this is the one I told you was the most dangerous. Contempt disguised as jokes or sarcasm. Sign 6, subtle jabs, eye rolls, sarcastic comments dressed up as just joking. This is the sign Gottman's decades of research flag as the single strongest predictor of relationship breakdown, stronger than any of the other 5 combined. He calls it contempt, communication that conveys disgust or superiority rather than frustration. It's different from anger. Anger says, I'm upset about this specific thing. Contempt says, I think less of you as a person. It shows up in eye rolls, mocking tones, sarcastic put-downs disguised as humor, and it is corrosive because it attacks the other person's sense of worth rather than addressing a specific problem. If you're noticing this pattern in either direction, this is the sign to take most seriously, because according to Gottman's research, contempt left unaddressed is the strongest single predictor he's found of eventual separation. So now you know the 6 signs. But knowing the problem doesn't fix it. So let's talk about what actually works, because this video isn't here to scare you, it's here to help you. First, name it directly and without blame. Instead of, you never talk to me anymore, try, I've been feeling a bit distant from you lately, and I miss feeling close. Gottman's research shows that how you start a conversation determines how it ends nearly every single time, what he calls a soft startup. Second, rebuild small moments of connection deliberately. Dr. Gottman's research also found that couples who stay happy long-term aren't the ones who never fight. They're the ones who consistently turn toward each other in small daily moments, a glance, a text, a shared laugh. Rebuilding starts small, not with one big romantic gesture, but with dozens of tiny ones. Third, if contempt has entered the relationship, get outside help. Couples therapy isn't a last resort for broken relationships. It's a tool for catching disconnection early. And research consistently shows couples who go before things get severe have significantly better outcomes than those who wait until they're already in crisis. Relationships don't fail because people stop loving each other overnight. They fail because small moments of disconnection pile up, unnoticed and unaddressed, until the distance feels too big to cross. But the good news, backed by decades of research from people like Gottman, Fisher, and Johnson, is that connection can be rebuilt, often faster than you'd think, if you catch it early and address it honestly. If this video helped you see your relationship a little more clearly, do me a favor. Hit subscribe, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment telling me which sign you're going to work on first. I read every comment, and I want to know how this lands for you.